DTT number 9, you're in for a show.
Hello guys, how you guys doing? Welcome back to DTT. I'm your host today, Mustafa. I got Gigs on one side and Ish on the other side. Thank you guys for coming. It's been a ride. You know, this is our over 2 months now. We've been doing this. Yeah. Thank you guys for the support. It's been great. Look, we're looking at something where it can be a success later on in the future, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, why not talk about success today? Yes. I feel like it's something that people talk about. Oh yeah, success. We think of it as something binary. You're either a success or a failure. But in your own thoughts, do you think success is like, how do you measure success? Is it just materialistic, fame, money, achievements, or is it something deeper than that?
Well, I would say, to me, I think success would be to reach a state of peace, I would say, with your life.
Yeah.
You know, to reach a point in your life where you're not focused on being happy, because happiness is a fleeting emotion, I would say. Because most people would say they want to be happy, but I think feeling peace is more so the goal. If you can reach that goal and get to a future where you're peaceful with how your situation is, with who you're with your financial situation, with how life in general is for you, then I'd say that's the success.
I love that. Gigs?
I agree with what he said.
Yeah.
I would also like to add content, but that's also kind of goes hand in hand with peace.
Yeah.
Where you're like, you know, if, like, for example, if, you know, you're able to afford the basic, you know, needs for yourself and your family, and, you know, you don't have to worry, oh my God, I have to work like how many 80 hours, and, you know, but you're like, you know what, I could go to work today, or I decide not to go tomorrow, and I'm still, you know, still be good at the end of the day. So
Why I asked you that question is because, you know, I think we take success for what society gives us. I think the meaning of success is usually, you know, you get rich, you get famous, you get you do achievements, and people remember you because of that, because of your success. And I just think that puts so much pressure on people, especially us as college students. You know, we're going through a time where we don't really know what's going to happen with our lives, yet there's so much pressure to actually achieve something in our lives, right? And I was thinking maybe the way we actually look at it is wrong, and that's why I wanted to talk about it today.
Okay.
Where do you think, like, the successful you in 10 years would be, like? Because I feel like success becomes a subjective thing as you go on in life.
Interesting.
So 10 years from now is what, 20?
Don't dig yourself in the hole. 2034. Yes.
Age. I was like,
Oh,
you're gonna get old,
God,
whether you
yeah,
like it or not. So it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, 2035, I'll be.
Sorry, we don't.
I'll be. 2035, I'll be 34.
34.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? What's
Why
this?
are you laughing?
34 is still
You
young.
do realize you're gonna be.
That's his prime.
It's
It's still young.
Exactly.
That's unk right there, bro.
Like, oh my goodness. First of all, I would like you to know, 34, that's when Ronaldo scored a bicycle kick, you know that, right?
Where?
Against Juve.
Juve.
34.
I thought it was 33, man.
No, it's 34.
Whatever you say.
Anyways, back to topic.
What he hasn't done is won a World Cup, though.
Yeah. He won at 35, Messi, right? Yeah.
You really fell for that.
Moving on swiftly.
Anyways, but back to the 2035. I think I would. Where do I see myself? Married with kids, and by God's grace, like you said, living peacefully. You know, being content with what I have, my situations, and things that are going on around me.
Interesting. I think mine is a little different. Obviously, I think it has similarities, you know.
Yes.
But I want to hopefully have like a legacy that I'm working to build, you know, because I think you always want to leave something behind, something beneficial that people can, you know, profit off of, or people can use, whether it be knowledge, whether it be whatever it is, maybe pure entertainment, or like, you know, you mentioned Ronaldo and Messi, you know, they're gonna leave a
I mean, we're talking about
I
that.
know, we always debate,
yeah.
but man, after they retire, bro, 50,
They're in the history
30,
books.
all those years, man, people are gonna be talking.
Mhm.
And they're gonna be like, these are one of the best people to
Yeah.
ever exist. And
100%.
that's the type of future I want to create. Obviously, it's not gonna happen in 10 years because that's something that's built even after death.
But that's something that you
But
are
that's
working
something that I
on.
would like to work towards.
I love that you
know
use
what
the
I mean?
word legacy because
Yeah.
it gets me to my point where if you don't achieve the goals that you set on you in your life, but you still are able to be wealthy, famous, all that, the standard success,
Mhm.
or should I say the materialistic success,
Yeah.
would you still call yourself successful if you were not able to be, if you weren't able to open your own company that you wanted to open, but you're still able to be successful, like getting money through working in a different company or having your own thing going on, like YouTube or whatever? Do you think you would still be successful in your own eyes?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think success is individual based. Like, and I also think it can change.
Mhm.
Like in the sense of like you're saying, okay, let's say someone starts a company and it doesn't go well, right? They may deem them starting that company as a failure, and then they'll be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go do YouTube or do whatever, and then that's successful. You know, it's not like you failed. It's just a thing of your definition or whatever changed, and now you're successful in another field.
Interesting.
So
I love that.
Interesting. Well, I would say, yeah, I think you would still say success, right? I think sometimes what people tend to do is they get themselves stuck in a one tunneled vision for what success should be, and if they don't achieve that, then it's not success. But I think if you open your mind, anything can really turn out to be successful, you know?
So, but if you're not able to achieve that success and none of the material success, does that mean that you have failed per se? Where I would say, like, for example, you would get a college degree, get a decent job, you've opened up a family, you're living in mediocrity, right? And where most people are.
Yeah.
Does that mean that you have failed in life? Does it is it closer to being a failure or to being a success?
But what I would say is, if you, as you are made certain goals, be at a certain position, and you get to a certain place, like you said, where you're mediocre, you're living a, what would you say is balanced, or what would you say? How would you describe it?
not
Just
too
a
high,
below,
not too high,
The
not too
average.
low.
The average.
What people
Right.
think of that?
The average. So then I would say you have to be honest with yourself and ask if you really did the work to get there or not. Because the easy answer would be yes, because you don't know where life can take you. But I think if you wanted to get to a certain place and you had every opportunity to make it happen, but you didn't take the right steps, maybe you made some mistakes or blunders along the way, and you ended up being that, subpar version of yourself that you thought. It's not too late, because anything can ever happen, right?
Yes.
Life has a weird way of just taking you different places.
Yeah.
But you have to be honest with yourself and say, okay, at this point in my life, there was a version of me that I wanted to be that would be successful. I didn't get there because maybe I didn't do certain things, maybe life didn't pan out a certain way. But from here on, let's do the actionable steps to get there, because I don't think success can ever be too late to be achieved. At least that's what I'd say.
Because I think with success, it's something that changes through time, generations, cultures, countries, backgrounds. You starting in a different place than someone else, you can't really measure success the same way.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own, almost like
Ruby.
in the spectrum, you have your own range, and that range is not just from 0 to 100. It's different angles where you could be a very honest person, a very charitable person, but you have no money. You have no family to leave.
It's true.
Have you been a successful person? In your heart, yes. Why?
Yeah.
Because you've been a person with a lot of integrity.
True.
You could be a person where, say for example, you're a prince. You have not achieved anything in your life, but you're still in nobility.
Right.
Does that mean you're successful? It depends on who you, on what you put in yourself.
Right.
So I think the way we choose what success is shouldn't be only maybe
Money.
money, family, achievements. I think it's also your character is something that you should be successful at being.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
a lot of people could be corrupt but still have families and wealth. Does that mean they're successful?
To them, maybe.
To them, they might be, but I mean,
True.
Ask the politicians.
you know,
So true.
yeah.
So true. Let me push back a little bit though.
Nah. Oh.
Push back is he's back.
Okay.
I do want to push a little bit
All right.
because is the worldly definition of success, although we can all agree that sometimes it can be overzealous,
Mm-hmm.
but is it necessarily like a bad thing to want to have all
Wanna
the
have
money
it
in the
all?
world, or to have a certain amount of status, or to, build a company that's thriving and
Mhm,
it's one of the biggest in the world? Is it bad? Is it necessarily bad? Because, in my opinion, right, I think monetarily, we should aim to try to make as much money as possible. Obviously make the money with the right intention of doing good with it.
Right.
But I think we should also, I think with us as Muslims, right, we have a different definition of what success is.
100%.
This world has a different definition of what success
Mhm.
is. But I think if we get a balance, it's not necessarily a bad thing, would you say?
I think it's a thing of when it comes to, like you're saying, making money, it's not about, I don't think it's about making too much of it or too little of it. I think it's about, sometimes it needs to be about how, like the process or the steps that you
Okay,
take
okay.
towards, like, for example, if there's an old woman somewhere and you're a landlord and you're charging her $10,000 per month to live in an apartment and knowing fully well that her, social security or whatever benefits only covers her for like 7, but you're
Yeah.
charging her like 10, But in your you are making the money, but at the cost or expense of this poor old lady, Then I'm like, that's not good, So if it's a thing of how do you, like, are you stepping over someone or hurting
Are
someone?
you
in the
making
middle?
the money the right way?
Yeah,
Right, right.
yeah. So that's
What do you think?
I think success includes impacts that you've done, regardless whether that's a negative or a positive impact. Only because, I mean, there's a lot of bad people in history, right?
Yeah,
but there's
yeah.
still people who we still talk about, and we all know that they still have an impact on this world. And in their view, they might have been doing something good, or they might have been doing something that they thought they achieved their goals, like you said.
Mhm.
If you're achieving your goals, that's the success that you implemented, right? Other people won't see it the same
Don't see
way.
it that way, but-
So what would you say? Are they successful, or do you think they failed in life? So I think it's just,
Ooh.
it goes back to whether the person
Yeah.
believes that they've been successful or not, whether whether the goals that they've outlined they've actually achieved.
So it's all based on itself.
I think it's based on self, because who determines the objective success?
Yeah. You're not objective.
You really can't objectify
You
it.
can't. Mm-mm.
Okay, moving a little away from success. Well, still close by. Neighbors.
In the area.
Do you think the achievements that you do in life
Mhm.
that bring you that other people might say is success, does that mean that it brings you fulfillment? Do you think fulfillment comes from success?
Fulfillment.
Do you think you could do something that's great for a lot of people but not feel fulfilled in yourself? Or do you think that you don't do something yet you feel fulfilled in your own self, where you live a normal life but I'm happy with this life? You said contentment earlier on, and you said
Peace, right?
peace. So do you think fulfillment is also
Well, it depends, right?
Yeah.
Because what would you say for those people, right, who grow up and go to college, but their parents want them to
Take over
be
their family
doctors
business.
or take over their business?
yeah?
Do you think they're fulfilled? I don't think that would bring about fulfillment for them, unless that's something they want to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If they want to do it, then that's a different story. But from some others, they could be like, no, I want to go in my own different direction, but this is the path they've set me on, and I don't know if that will bring about fulfillment.
Interesting.
I don't know. What do you think?
Fulfillment, yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. Like, it's a if someone is like, okay, let's say someone's parents are like, hey, you're gonna be an engineer, you're gonna be an engineer, you're gonna be an engineer, and then this kid grows up and then he's like, I don't actually want to be an engineer, but because my parents want me to be an engineer, okay, let me go do it. And then he does it, and then he's kind of like sad every time he goes to work, or he's feeling like out of place, or feeling like, you know, this isn't really what I want to do. But I think he just did it just cause, you know, the parents and people around him were forcing him to do that. I don't think he would be.
But do you think
feeling
it's only the pressure of the people who are around you, like parental pressure or peer pressure, that brings fulfillment to your life? Because I feel like if I'm able to say, for example, I love going around the world, and me going from one country to another, I meet different people. I am happy in like that lifestyle. You know, I feel fulfilled. Yeah, I'm not accomplishing any of the goals / pressures that my family has on me, where I should do this or that, or open this or that, or I haven't opened a family, or I haven't had a family yet. I'm not married. I don't have a partner. Yet I still feel happy. I still feel fulfilled. Do you think that is could be success in its own right?
I think fulfillment, like in terms of like family and stuff, I think in order for you to be fulfilled, and it kind of sounds bad, but you have to ignore the chatter of what / pressures of like family, because like you know how like some people say, oh, you know, sometimes parents like to live
Vicariously.
Thank you. They like to live what he said through their kids, you know, and in terms, the kid is now like stressed about things and all of that. Whereas if it's a thing where the parents is like, look, I've lived my life, this is your life, whatever you do, I'll support you. Which is what I've noticed, like some families kind of do that here in the, you know, United States and stuff. You know, where they're just like, look, I've lived my life, you know, and I'm happy, and you know, whatever I did is on me. Now it's your turn. Do whatever you want. Just don't do bad or do anything that, you know, will get you in trouble, but live your life. I think those type of people tend to be more fulfilled, as to where if someone is like, hey, look, do this. Monday you wake up to do, you know, like.
The only reason why I say that, because I feel like, you know, sometimes we achieve stuff, but we don't feel anything from it. You know, oh, I graduated from high school, what's next? You know? Oh, I got a new job, what's next? So even in the achievements or the success, the mini success that we get, the goals, you know, I've been in school for 12 years of my life, and this is the biggest day of my life, you know, or supposedly graduation. And then I walk up the stage, I take my degree, I take a picture, and
that's it.
I feel as empty as possible, you know? Nothing's happened. 12 years of my life for this. That's why I was like your achievements, that some of the achievements that you have done, most of the achievements that you have, whether it's money, whether it's wealth, fame, whatever it might be, a lot of people tend to say they just feel empty. You know, a lot of rich people feel empty in the inside because they just don't feel fulfilled, or they just feel like the success that they've been focusing on doesn't bring them anything or any purpose.
Yeah. That's it, though. Wouldn't you say it's the lack of purpose, right?
Is it the lack of purpose, or is it the fact that as humans we're kind of programmed for the next thing? We're always like, what's next? Okay, I got $1 billion. What's next after that?
Yo, that's such a good point, though.
You know,
like that's what could be stopping people from being fulfilled, right?
Yeah.
Remember the analogy we gave? I forgot what episode.
The valleys. Give a man a value of gold.
Give a man a value of gold, he's gonna want another. You know. So I think maybe that might be the reason why some people may not feel fulfilled. But I still say stay on the track of purpose, though, because there are some things that some people want to do right? But they're not able to for whatever reason. No matter what it is they do after that,
It's not gonna hit the
it's
same.
not gonna hit the same. Let's say somebody wants to become a pro soccer player, man. You know, whatever they do, you have to find something equivalent that's gonna give about the same type
Satisfaction.
of satisfaction as that. But if you don't, it's gonna be tough. Which is why you see sometimes people who don't do that, they end up becoming coaches or go to content creation. Because Navy is the creative aspect of it. You know, nobody wants to be doing some same old routine over and over. Sometimes, you know. So that could probably be it, I could say.
Yes.
You know.
Interesting. Well, hopefully we're all successful people in 10 years from now.
hopefully. That was
We're
Um,
gonna look back on this video, and I bet you we're
Uh,
gonna have like, I'm making it now. I can see it, 200 million plus subscribers.
What-
Fans all over the world.
Well,
And they're gonna watch this video and be like, oh my god.
you'll never know.
We'll see.
You'll never know. We'll see. The only reason why I want to talk about it is because, like I said at the start, there's so much pressure to do well in this world, and we feel lost all the time.
Yeah.
You know, am I actually doing enough? Am I actually doing enough? And I feel like if you just take every day, focus on it day by day,
One step at a time.
be happy with what you're doing. You'll find the contentment, the fulfillment, the purpose that you want, and hopefully that brings you enough success.
Yeah. For
Would
sure.
you also say to them, I would like to say to someone, your success or your definition of success shouldn't be defined by what goes on around you.
It should be you.
Your choice.
Well, it's been Mustafa. Ish.
Smile.
Your boy Giggsy.
Have a great rest of your day.